Why do you work, O citizen? Do you work for your car, for your home, or for your family? No, you work for fear. No, not out of fear, or even out of being fearful. For fear. To work out of fear implies you acknowledge the fear within and are implementing tactics to remove yourself from it. Likewise, to work out of being fearful suggests you have an awareness of the threat causing you fear. However, to work for fear conjures a hologram. For is considered non-personal and outside the soul or self. You work, O citizen, for fear of your boss firing you for not being productive enough. You work for fear of losing your health insurance, itself a mechanism of fear. You have it for fear of sickness, do you not? You work for fear of the grocer not selling you any more food, for fear of the electric company cutting off the energy they provide you. You work for fear of losing your home and car to the companies who enable you to borrow them while you pay them, the companies, for the privilege of doing so. But ultimately, you work for fear of the creditors who've given you loans with usurious rates, encouraging you to indulge in life's necessities while simultaneously ensuring an uncontestable life sentence of employment in order to repay them. In short, O citizen, you work to stave off lack. Lack of food, lack of shelter, lack of clothing, lack of utilities, and most consequently, lack of money, the purchaser of those things. O citizen, don't you know scarcity is abundance manipulated and money is the instrument of its manipulators? Is it not the cause of all your stress and misery? Is it not the cause of all your uncertainties and the cause of unsettlement, even in times of relative ease? When others lack it, do you not say they are broken, worthless, and undeserving of life's necessities? When held in abundance, do you not place upon its holders and their benefactors sacredness, holiness, and godliness? Do you not envy those benefactors? Do you not place their proponents on a pedestal? Have you not wished to be them? O citizen, they who you admire, the proponents of money, are the living damned. Their souls, sold upon Lucifer's auction block, are marked with incurable leprosy. They possess appreciation for the shallow and disdain for the divine. They clutter themselves with forced light to hide their darkness. However, their actions betray them. Look upon their words and deeds comparatively and render your own judgment. Money is their lifeblood because it enables superiority to reign within their hearts and instigates violence to feed their need for control. It is through this violence, both soft, scarcity, and hard, oppression, that they've brought you to your current state. Like titans upon Mount Olympus, they look down at your struggling to survive using the procurements allotted to you by them with disgust. Paraphrasing one of their old benefactors, whose heart stood motionless after mowing down an impoverished child living in his nation. What are you to the affairs of their wealth state, they ask. This is the branding in which they have placed upon you, O citizen. Your worth does not figure into the calculation of their wealth, nor does your loyalty matter to their state. Your existence stands so long as they will it. To ensure your compliance, they can excite forces beyond your reach. Markets can be made unstable, bankrupting you. Government agents can be dispatched to tie you up in resource-sapping litigation. And privatized henchmen, donning government approval, can assault your daily life through scare tactics and non-personal injuries. In these actions, they are proclaiming for all to see, O citizen. They are the titans, and you, the mere mortal. History class prepared you for this understanding, including the consequences. In that class, you read, all great visionaries who possessed a conflicting vision from that of the titans did not live long. All great martyrs, while motivated by high ideals and unscrupulous principles, did not live long. You read that all their hopes and dreams, unfulfilled at the time of their deaths, passed quickly from the minds and actions of those who were left behind. Thus, you wager, it is no use to struggle against the titans, for they always win. Oh, what fool you are to believe these lies. It is the titans who die generationally from general spite, while it is the nonconformist visionaries, those men and women imparted with divine wisdom who live perpetually in the hearts of the masses who yearn for some just like them to lead with dignity, honor, strength, courage, righteousness, and humility. People who are motivated to their tasks by a conscious vision rooted in liberty, justice, equality, and freedom. The Titans, who opposed these leaders when they lived, brand all who supported them subversives and radicals, while labeling all who rejected their vision conservatives and liberals, patriots to their wealth state. Tell me, O citizen, do you not ascribe one of these labels to yourself, wearing the patriotic button with pride beneath it? I ask you, why? If they are sanctioned by the Titans, cannot their meaning only benefit them? When examined closely, has either offered you detachment from the Titans' political grip? Does either leave you now with any non-Titan political choices? No. These titles instead leave you operating in a political climate suitable only for those with the means not only to control the arrangements of the ballots, but the media championing the candidates who will appear on those ballots and the monetary donations funding the campaigns of those candidates. Oh citizen, don't you see? These titles render those who wear them impotent and powerless in the cause of personal freedom and rights. Do you not see that by taking them up as your battle flag, you betray the causes of patriotism which, at its heart, has in it the protection of group liberty and popular sovereignty? Tell me, O citizen, do you not shun these principles for the benefits of the Titans, denouncing all who refuse to do so as traitors to their wealth state? What then is this patriotism but cast remote into blind obedience to their mandates? O citizen, do you not see how your own actions belittle your worth and reinforce theirs? Do you not see how you perpetuate their superiority complex by adhering to their flawed notion of patriotism and their shallow monetary vision, feeding its existence in your silent capitulation? Can you not recognize how money encourages the Titans to segregate themselves from you so as to make your needs and desires conspicuous to their own? Do you not see how they use their money to remain impersonal and distant? Have you not noticed how the bankers, those damned souls who manipulate money's value and give money its validity and weight, dwell in skyscrapers, looking upon you like gods hovering above their creation? Have you not noticed how they threaten annihilation to all who refuse to pay tribute to them, like Roman legions set loose amongst the conquered people? Have you not the awareness to see how they have talked eloquently, sometimes majestically, about peace in the abolition of scarcity through their financial system? Talk unchanged for 150 years? I ask you, O citizen, where is the fulfillment of these promises? Have you not waited long enough for its unfolding? O citizen, money is their leash upon you. Do you not see how it constrains your mobility? Do you not see how it taints your worldview and manages your habits without your consent? Can you not see how they will your weekly inheritance, suppressing its growth so they can amass more fiat wealth while saddling you with more false debt, owed to them so they can perpetuate your need for their employment? Can you not see their wages are but warfare against your person, debilitating your soul and body all at once? Can you not see the misery they have set upon your generations? Then I ask you, O citizen, why do you work? Is money not the basis of your fear? Without their money, are you not labeled substanceless, meaningless, and purposeless? With it, are you labeled otherwise? Without their money, are you not warned life will become non-existent? Is not a paraphrasing of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation motto heaped upon you with scorn? Is it not said that you should, quote, be productive to be lively, free, and prosperous, or do not be, unquote? They have lied to you, O citizen. Have I not proved that claim wrong? Have I not shown you that life with money is non-existent? Do you not now possess the awareness to see money for the farce that it is? And can you not now see fear for the tool that it is? O citizen, money is fiat, a myth, a mirage in the consumer desert, drawing you deeper into its inner hell, keeping you restless when you desperately want to rest. And fear is the liquor enabling you to stumble through the demanded productivity of the Titans, the walk you must make towards the farce. Tell me, O citizen, in executing their demands, do you feel exceedingly lively? Do you feel abundantly freer? Do you feel inspirationally prosperous? Do you feel satisfyingly productive? Then why do you work, O citizen? Is it not out of being fearful? I ask you, what are you fearful of? the same implied dangers I spoke of above? O citizen, heed my words. Recognize my sincerity. In America, her shores polluted already by centuries of high-priced swindlers, prideful for their ability to manipulate and manage public perception. Even that which might be positive here has been so ravaged by molestations that its liberating force leads only to enslavement. Alas, the Titans have created for you chains with no steel and locks without tumblers. You hold in your hands your own chains and the lock and key necessary to break them. Yet they have imposed ignorance upon you, clouding your judgment so as to render your perceptions corrupted by doubt. O citizen, can you not see their game in all of its bribery? To believe yourself working to get out of being fearful, you are tepidly admitting your powerlessness and willful subjugation to those who bind you. You are acknowledging by this admission that they hold sway over your ability to survive. There is an unseen threat, lacking scarcity, you contend, to your survival, and there is little, if anything, you can do about it. They, however, can protect you. But at what cost? Have you not heard the bell of discontentment in your heart, O citizen, when you have stood aside watching these thieves gain great advantage through trickery over the mastery of your fellow workers? Have you not swallowed that discontentment to maintain your employment, feeling betrayed as you did? Have you not talked bitterly with those who share similar discontent with you, those who, like you, wish they could do something about the current order? I ask you, O citizen, why can't you do anything? Is it not fear? But fear of what? O citizen, I beseech you to see. The swindlers have you fearing your own survival by your own means. They threaten you with homelessness, starvation, infestation, and unproductiveness. Scarcity, they say, is the only measures of economic prosperity. Well, I say to them who have hurled such statements towards you, have you, O citizen worker, not produced? Have you not created magnificent homes in excess? Did your hands not bring forth from the soils of earth massive food quantities, enough to feed the world 2 times over? Where then is the scarcity to be found? I assure you, O citizen, it exists in the empty hearts of those driving your soul to exhaustion. You produced abundance overflowing. Why should you, O citizen, now that the swindlers have created havoc in arenas you were not even invited to sit in, go without while they gorge themselves on luxuries permitted by your overachievements? O citizen, it must be stated plainly, for the swindlers tell you differently. They have done nothing to create the abundance, yet they claim the right to manage it. Claims which fall flat upon asking their technological and procedural knowledge of how you brought about these things. O citizen, by your own hand, once freed, would you be granted liberty to produce leisurely and live abundantly. Yet you forego this path for fear of personal responsibility and personal authorship or authority. O citizen, why do you work? One must live, yes, but to what extent is life lived when lies motivate the soul? O citizen, the Titans have fooled you. They've made you love their sickness and cherish their lies. Your work has been bonded to their sickness, and your reality has become dependent on their lies. Work replaced by employment equals, in their game, freedom subverted by the whip. Yet you believe this to be untrue because the Titans refuse to call it slavery. They have primed you with denials of subsistence without their employment. In their lies, self-sustainability without employment is inconceivable except for them. Well, I ask you, O citizen, does this not equal chattelism under another name? Is this not slavery of the mind, heart, and body? O citizen, how tragic it is that through their trickery you have been robbed of your heritage. How spiritually murderous it is that they have stolen from you the empowering days of labor congresses and non-industrial compliances, fearful policemen and conscious riots, dreadful losses and exhilarating gains. They have taken from you the invigorating language and actions of class struggling. Consequently, you have forgotten the full feeling of solidarity marches and the divine unity in the wildcat strike. You have forgotten the dream of owning society to mold it with consciously inspired hands. Have you not, O citizen, deep within your bones the desire to take to the streets with your countrymen and women, knowing that your doing so is causing great agitation in the hearts of the Titans who profess great admiration for protest, yet smite attempts at sustained protest by dispatching citizen troops against their own protectorates? I know of the lies they construct to convince you such acts are just, using law and order as cover. I know how their courtiers have told you about the illegality of the Wildcat Strike, and the Solidarity March, and the social unhealthiness of popular sovereignty and non-monetary visionaries. I know how they have filled you with patriotic arrogance, describing you as genuine Americans because you hide yourself away from these things. But I ask you now, from what motivations did they drink from before saying such things? Was it not from the bottles of public disassociation and counterinsurgency? O citizen, can you not see they have set upon you consciously an agenda of fragmentation and communal turmoil in order to break down solidarity and kinship? Can you not see they have captured the language of class struggle and worker liberation, severed the tongue from your ancestors' mouth, and purged the blood of generations from your albums? In its place, they regurgitated violent propaganda, attaching superficial communications to bolster their revisions. Consequently, they have turned reality to twigs and fantasy into stones. They have constructed for you a fire which enchants you now as it approaches, harmlessly devouring the past, but aim ultimately for your future. I implore you to take heed now, for the shadows cast before your eyes play out your spiritual and physical demise. The Titans and their courtiers have crafted for you, O citizen, an amazing fairy tale to distract you from realizing this fate. A fairy tale meant to historically assassinate truth, once and for all. A fairy tale composed of a subdued worker and a vibrant, compassionate, albeit fictitious, oligarch. A fairy tale where they fought for workers' rights and the minimum wage, where the Titans awarded workers weekends and unions somehow fought to suppress those aspirations. In their revision, all the great visionaries were industrialists, and the villains, radicals. This fairy tale reconstructs class struggle to make the world of today plausible, yet it is not historically palpable. Today's Titan-dominated world is just the latest chapter of their fairy tale. In it, corporations are friendly promoters of human rights and dignity. Radical labor unions and their leaders, those advocating worker, community-owned and operated factories, schools, mines, and offices, are a threat to your well-being. Politics, in this new reality, are boiled down to left-right sloganeering. Environmentalism, global warming or climate change, is the hoax of the century, needing neither attention or regulatory intervention. And liberal democratic government, dedicated to the social commonwealth, that would be social welfare, ruins grassroots control and invites totalitarianism. In this new reality, you, O citizen, aren't a citizen at all, but a consumer to be manipulated, and a human resource to be eaten by the industrial giants. In this fairy tale, they own you. You eat what they tell you to eat, McDonald's, Burger King, and Taco Bell, to name a few, foregoing generations of family cookery for easy malnourishing foodstuffs, as it's called. You go where they tell you to go, Target, Best Buy, Walmart, to name a few, never grasping for anything outside the norm or a, quote, mainstream. You think what they tell you to think, choose an opinion over serious debate, disinformation over facts, anti-intellectualism over intellectual depth, and Titan-serving actions over practical solutions benefiting all. It doesn't matter where you get your mainstream news, CNN, Fox News, MSNBC, liberal, conservative, libertarian, it's all Titan-controlled anyway. In this new reality, you hail who they tell you to hail. Denzel, Brad, Angelina, Miley, Barack, Mitt, Oprah, Rachel Ray, forgetting the martyrs and heroes who stood for a brighter future in part inhabited by you currently and left to you to finish. And in this new reality, you condemn who they tell you to condemn. Barack, Mitt, Jeremiah Wright, Muslim terrorists, Islamic terrorists, Mexicans, conspiracy theorists, anyone but the Titans. You do this, forgetting this unspoken commandment, to know thy own heart through knowing those branded the enemy. And you worship where they tell you to worship, whether that be at the mantle of militarism, consumerism, Christian fundamentalism, or atheism, believing God to be alive only through those actions. In this fairy tale, so readily embraced by you, you are owned, mind, body, and soul. Yet you believe the exact opposite because they tell you it isn't so. Oh citizen, can you not now see why you work? You work to free yourself from this ownership. For this new chapter declares you to be property without rights. It declares corporations to be humans lacking the biological or spiritual instruments of perception, regeneration, or death, while simultaneously declaring the community within, known as the fragmented psyche, to be more important than the community without. It declares money and all things amassed in great quantities by the Titans wealth-based, while declaring all things cherished by nonconformist visionaries, solidarity, popular sovereignty, and worker control of industry, impoverishing, unrealistic, and unachievable, and ultimately dangerous to your employment opportunities. It declares this society to be one of pure Titan ownership, and just like the Negro slave, you are a ship for a Titan owner. The word ship, when used as a suffix, means the state, condition, or quality of what is expressed in the root word. Your work, therefore, derives out of the fear of never being released from this ownership. I say to you today, O citizen, that you'll never be released. The owners do not wish it. Upon birth, you are certified by them to live within their constraints. Your birth certificate, like those awarded to prize dogs, cattle, and Negro slaves in a bygone generation and era, authorizes you to form relationships in their society. Immediately, debt is attached to your name as hospital bills mount and the rigors of planning for your life at the state level begins. From early in your life, you are taught to be submissive. Schooling is applied to you, not for you, as is often stated. For one does not apply disciplinary tactics onto a horse for her benefit, but for domesticated purposes benefiting the owner. Do they not? Here, work is jammed into your head as your salvation. Caste creates either affection or disdain for mental gymnastics and the intellectual curiosity accompanying them, or manual productive cravings, aka factory work, and the soul-sapping entrapments those motions entail. You are made to feel empowered through schooling or empowered through employment. Your place is made clear sooner rather than later, as most children can tell you by 3rd grade. Just observe their enthusiasm for school. Currently, O citizen, as you're reading this, you are weighed down by debt and seething with anger from years of belittlement by the careless Titans. I ask you, have you not saw the emptiness in this reality? Do you not see now why schooling or employment doesn't quench your soul's thirst? Do you not feel the burning anger within your stomach, waiting for some spiritual action to arrive, enabling that feeling to spring forth, rejuvenating your heart, mind, and soul to a youthful vigor steeped in meaningfulness? Well then, citizen, congratulations. Your patriotism is alive. For there, in that flame, sparked by the reality you are now acknowledging, lays the visionary reality that'll turn back the destructive tides of the Titans. There lies the truth of patriotism, your strength, your drive, your will towards a conscious liberty that'll free yourself and those around you from the tyranny set upon you. In doing so, carry this recognition with you, O citizen. Rather working for fear or out of being fearful, you are not working through fear. Work, when paired with fear, is not work. It is employment. It is to be given a task, determined by a source other than the self, to do something the self finds meaningless. Yet it is done because the consequences of not doing so are frightful. This is our economic state at present. There, the Titans' fantasy made real. The wealthy have conned us into believing their employment scheme is work. We have allowed ourselves to be brainwashed into accepting their jobs for our jobs, as if they were the only ones who could produce jobs. They encourage us to embrace their vision and forego our vision. Do you remember it, citizen? The American dream of the 1890s, of the early 1900s, the 1910s, the 1920s, and the 1930s? Worker-owned factories, budding and flowering communities, strong unions for every man and woman, the 20-hour work week. Do you remember it? To the trash bin of history they went by yesteryear's titans, who decreed them as socialistic, communistic, anarchistic, and blatantly un-American. All true, I'm afraid. Only if equality and self-preservation, community kinship, and spiritual solidarity is likewise. In that American dream, our jobs supplanted their jobs, motivating our society to something higher than consumption, the coming of the kingdom of heaven to earth. And I do mean kingdom, not kingdom. In this American dream, our jobs built community, stimulated personal worth, and destroyed castes. Our jobs alleviated want, fulfilled necessities, and provided all who could not work with a place to gather with those who could work. Our jobs were not away from the home, per se. Some were, but many, like the husband and wife, were comfortably welcomed in the home. Our jobs were created to ensure social welfare, to promote social responsibility, and to construct communal cohesiveness. Our jobs stimulated the soul, radiated the intelligences, and emphasized our individual uniqueness. Ask yourself, O citizen, how many of their jobs do those things? Then why do you work? Look into your heart, O citizen of human consciousness. If not for the obligations the Titans had heaped upon your back, would you enter an employment agreement? Of course you wouldn't. It is through these obligations, a phrase derived from the term obliged, meaning to constrain in any manner, to place under necessity, to compel, to render indebted, that you are made to fear unemployment. Alas, that fear must be confronted, for employment is not only the current state of the foreseeable future, but stands as a necessity for human survival. Do not fear, O citizen. Be joyous, not sad. For the dreams of your forefathers, the ones who sought to unionize the factories for the workers' sake, and your foremothers, the ones who marched on the picket lines in spirit, feeding those holding fast to wildcat strikes and anti-scab lines, dreamt to this day. My only regret to them is that we will not have before us the same material prosperity. But then again, what is material to the soul but temporary debt? And what is debt but the bribery of the Titans? Agape, Yabutu, Kanonia. Peace.